G'day Cats fans, welcome back to the channel, and today we'll be reviewing the game which is between Geelong and the Saints at GMHBA Stadium, and it was Geelong getting the job done by 8 points in what was a colossal clash, must be said. The new opening at the Joel Selwood stand for the first time was exciting and great to be there throughout the night. It was absolutely pumping throughout the evening, plenty of activity going on, and yeah, what a game that was. Just good to get the 4 points, that's all I wanted. Going into the game, I was thinking it's going to be either side by under 3 goals, and I mean, clearly tipped Geelong being at home, but yeah, knew it was going to be a tough night at the office. That's what Ross gives you. He doesn't, I think that there's not too many games where it's easy going when Ross, the boss, is fighting against you, basically. And yeah, through, I suppose, individual brilliance and just pure will, we found a way. And yeah, got the job done ultimately in the end by 8 points, and a little bit of a scare sort of late in that final term, that's for sure, when it got back to 1 point. But we'll get there. We will get there. Yeah, it was a tough game to sort of read, and we know, the Saints are defensively, they don't mind a bit of flooding, which was quite frustrating in terms of just the aesthetics of the game. But again, that's what Ross does well. And then the Saints on the rebound was obviously really tricky for us to defend, and I'm sure a lot of teams will have difficulty sort of curtailing that kind of rebound that they showed throughout the night, and ultimately they showed throughout last year as well, but had another summer to practice it, and yeah, they're getting better, and they're going to be a really, really good side this year, no doubt about that. In terms of how we started, we were able to, it was definitely a grind. The whole game was a real grind. We had a lot of ascendancy and field position throughout the game, and especially early on in the piece, but we just weren't quite able to really find an avenue towards goal. We ended up in front at quarter time, which, based off of our first 10 minutes, I suppose, of field position, we weren't really able to get bang for buck on the scoreboard. Couple of points on the board. Then the Saints, I think it was their first inside 50, and then Membry kicked a goal immediately. It's like, we've had it at 14 for like 5 minutes and got nothing. The Saints get in there 2 seconds and it's a goal. So it's like, you just go, how is this happening? But it was a tough night, from a clearance perspective. I think it was all pretty well even, but loved how we mucked in on the contested ball. I thought our pressure, especially early, was absolutely brutal and really good to see, where we disrupted the Saints moving the ball when we could, and that wasn't sustainable for the whole game, and we definitely saw them late sort of find a way out the back a little bit. And that was always the danger going into the game there. Speed off half back and no Sinclair, so count our blessings that we were able to find a way to get the 4 points in the end. Better second term though, and final term were a bit more nicer on the eyes, where we kicked 8 of our 10 goals in those terms, and then it was a bit skinny that third term. That was a real grind where we just couldn't quite convert opportunities, and that was, I guess, highlighted by both teams. The Saints had 23 scoring shots, we had 26, and neither team really got out to a big lead, and probably took to the last quarter for us to break away a little bit. Our run off halfback was okay. It definitely could have done with a bit more industriousness and more, I suppose, flair, but we potentially don't have the cattle to do that. So it was a little bit more predictable, a little bit more slower, and then off the back of that, when it got up forward, by the time it got there, it was just nearly 36 plays in the 50-metre arc. So it wasn't nice. It wasn't nice to watch at times, and it was. I really. There were obviously some really good and key one-on-one contests where we've got some marks late, but I was a little bit frustrated by the lack of aerial presence inside 50. You don't have to mark everything. You don't have to take mark of the year every time we kick inside 50, but just mitigating the Saints from just marking it, because the moment they mark it, they're off, they're out. I felt in the first half we were able to defend that a little bit better in terms of just being able to it minimised their ability to move the ball from D50 to forward 50. But players, potentially a bit tired throughout the second half, and trying to conserve energy for the right time. But they did walk it out fairly easily at times, and they could just get it to the wing. And I think, we just couldn't really allow that. And when that did happen, they looked super dangerous up forward, and you can't question their work rate. The Saints, they always outnumbered us whenever we had the ball. It felt like, they had an extra 5 players out there. And, we were able to, get the troops together and just hang on almost in what was an enthralling final term, where we got out to 19 points. We're thinking, okay, we're not home yet. We still got to get another goal on the board here. And it did take another goal. So we got 3 in quick succession after, I think we got 2 pretty quickly after, taking forever to basically find a way to hit the scoreboard. From there, we're able to, get out to that 19-point lead. But then I felt like we, took the pedal off the gas a little bit and let the Saints back in. They were able to find some space out the back. They had some really good contested ball and some interesting free kicks throughout the night. But, I feel like it's not really worth talking about umpires at this stage. They generally don't bode too well with me, but that's okay. And Dangerfield finishing off with the ripper from outside 50. Looked for all money that it was going to miss, and then it swung back late. And, if he missed it, I don't think we win, because the Saints were just going from one end to the other, as they had been doing, that previous 3 or 4 minutes before that. So that's a bit of a summary of the game. It was tough. It was brutal. It was contested. It was congested as well as contested. So couldn't really get our game going. The Saints were ultra impressive and almost took the 4 points off of us. They're going to be fighting for a top 8 spot, as will we, I suppose, if we keep up our form. But we'll see what happens. Stoked that we found the 4 points and got to get Selwood stand off to a good start. We'll go into some of the numbers now in the team stats. So, Geelong, they had a little bit more of the ball, plus 17 in that category, and the inside 50 differential was, phenomenal, really. We had a lot of, repeat entries, but just weren't damaging enough with them. Disposal efficiency, surprised by that, but I'd suspect a lot of that would be halfback movement or chipping around. Efficiency inside 50 doesn't feel quite right, but again, then if we had nearly 30 scoring shots, we just weren't as efficient, I suppose, kicking goals. But the Saints, when they went forward, so dangerous. And we saw a little bit of that last year where, if we just allowed teams to sort of get that run and carry, or if they won that first and second possession, then they're kind of out, and then we look all at sea and look really disorganised. So hopefully we don't see too much of that. I know it's only round 1, and the Saints definitely made us pay when they did go up forward. Won the hit-out battle there, 40-36. Clearances, Saints just got the chocolates there, but out of the centre, Cats got 12 to the Saints 7, so slightly better on that front. Saints won the contested ball, so it's pretty rare for us to win games when we lose contested ball. Probably like most teams, really. You want first use of it. On the outside, we got, which is kind of surprising. It felt like the Saints on the outside were very dangerous. But they probably had more space with those uncontested possessions than we have, and that's not measured by this raw number here. Turnovers, it didn't really feel like the Saints turned the ball over that much. It felt like we turned it over a lot more and had some mistakes. Marking game was back. Saints took nearly 90. Marks inside 50. Didn't feel like we took 15, but might have had a fair few of those sort of longer shots. Contested marks won the aerial battle there, which doesn't feel like that happened either. But I suspect late there would have been some good jukes. In front for all bar 15 minutes of the game. Out-tackled the Saints, which is really good. Out-possessed, out-tackled. So, look, we did work pretty hard. I think it's when the opposition just have further space and more time, more numbers, you kind of go, oh, they're working really hard. And, look, the Saints worked incredibly hard. I'd have to say we did as well. But we found a way to win. So, look, we clearly worked our backsides off. It just feels like when it's going against you, it feels like the opposition's outworking you as opposed to the other way around. A little bit of run and carry from us, bounces and whatnot, which is good. The votes were very difficult, especially when you watch the game. I find it's really tough to get a gauge on who's been awesome, and then you rate different things. They sort of have their different weightings when you're watching for certain things, and when you have expectations at the game. It all sort of hopefully evens itself out. But I'll go 3 votes to Patrick Dangerfield. Kicked the clutch winning goal at the 25. Took a couple of marks as well. Plenty of tackles in there, 6 tackles, and predominantly off the back of great clearance work there. Plenty of metres gained as well. I thought he was absolutely outstanding on that front. Not his best game of all time, but outstanding in the clinches really, and exemplified by the 8 clearances he had there. And a heavy weight on kicking the winning goal, that's for sure. The 2 votes I am going with Oliver Dempsey. Look at that. What a game he had. He kicked 3 goals, 15 touches, 7 marks, a couple of tackles, and 2 goal assists. So, he was just in absolutely everything. I thought when not much was going right for us up forward, he was a real presence for us, and an aerial presence as well. He was clunking marks everywhere. He was doing some Gary Ablett Senior stuff there. So, I was very impressed with his performance, and he did, super well, and won off the back of Dempsey, really, in terms of when there weren't too many winners up forward for us. And the 1 vote, I'm going to go Tanner Bruin. He had the 20 touches, a couple of marks in there, plenty of tackles, 6 clearances as well. Not a lot of metres gained, I must say, and that was off less than 70% of the game time. So I was really impressed with his grunt, inside work. It was really good. And whilst I've got 3 votes here picked out, there was definitely some other players. There was a lot of players that played well, but there was not many players that played outstanding. And again, that's Ross the Boss's work, where he just makes you play left-handed with his method and the method to his madness. So those were 3 votes, and it's tough to sort of pick out. There's a lot of relative even performances at the night. Holmesy was really good. He had 23, 10 marks, heavily involved, nearly 700 metres gained, so a little bit difficult to get a vote. I'm not gonna get too critical with my votes there. Duncan played a pretty solid game as well. He had a 23, 11 marks, gets heavily involved in there, a few clearances as well, nice goal assist. Cole Jasny is right up there. He played a good game. He took 9 marks with his 17 touches. Also ended up with a goal assist there. It was one of his best kicks of his career, I must say. It was a laser beam. I think it went to Henry in the last quarter. And I mentioned about Dempsey. Jezza kicked a clutch goal in that first quarter when we needed something to go right for us. He ended up with 2-3, missed a few opportunities, had the 21 disposals, 7 marks. And also chimed in with the clearance. So, a pretty solid game. It feels like he goes in and out of the game. But, I think I've got high standards for Jezza, that's for sure. But, he contributed big time and got us over the line as well. Tommy Stewart, solid as ever, 22 and 6 marks. Just a headache for oppositions, almost 500 metres gained there as well. Some great defensive efforts from Stewart, as always. Tui was okay. He had the 1 goal next to his name, a crucial goal, and the music was pumping after that. He had the 15 touches, 4 marks, 5 tackles. Definitely involved early, faded a little bit, and then came back into it later in the piece. And, decent game from Tui. Looking to see how he fronts up next week. Zach Guthrie, nice game from him. He had the 18 touches, 7 marks, and played 3/4 of the game. Loves us work, down back. Butzavs, I really liked his game, actually. He ended up with 17, did a little bit of work in the ruck there, 4 clearances, a goal assist as well. He just finds a way to move that ball forward, especially when it looks like a bit of a struggle at times. He just makes it happen. Myers' game was okay. He had the 20 touches, 5 marks, 3 clearances, 1 goal assist next to his name there. and it was a nice one. I think that went to Henry. Henry kicked a couple in the last quarter by the sounds of it, did he? I don't know. I can't see him yet. Just the one. 1 goal, 2. So there you go. O'Connor was all right. He had some really good defensive efforts out on the wing there. 5 marks as well. A couple of clearances and a goal assist for him. Atkins, absolute ball magnet. Tough in the clinches once again. Ended up with the 21 disposals, 3 clearances. Ollie Henry, I don't know if he was tagging Wilkie. The commentary box might yield some better results than my guess there. Or Wilkie just did an amazing job on him. Either way, he kicked 1 goal, 2. Missed a couple of opportunities there that were crucial. Ended up kicking 1. Also goal assist, 4 marks as well for his efforts there. The closer ended up with a goal. Had 11 touches, 3 marks, goal assist. Relatively quiet by his lofty standards, and hopefully he's better for the run. Ended up with a goal there, but looking to see how he progresses throughout the season. The Koning was okay. Had his work cut out a little bit at times. King, I think, ended up with 2 goals, 4. So, if King could kick straighter, he'd make DK look pretty ordinary. But ended up with the 14 touches, 6 marks, and he was okay. Stanley didn't get a lot of the ball, but liked the work he did in the ruck. Hearing on the way back from the game, it didn't seem like he played that well, but I thought he was tough in the ruck. Anyway, Henry got 11 touches. This is Jack Henry. Lots of Henrys tonight. And he also got the 4 marks. So, took some really good contested marks for us. Hawk, very quiet. Ended up with 1 goal, 9 touches, 3 marks. A little bit of ruck work there as well. A couple of clearances. Just wasn't moving super well. But thankfully, he got... ended up with a goal in what was a really tough night for him, and maybe the service wasn't great. Maybe he could have got on the move a little bit more, but that's all right. We'll get there. Clark's game was good. He was a little bit fumbly at times, but a lot of the players were, they weren't perfect with the ball, and he was pretty keen early on, and it was tough with all that referred pressure from the Saints. A couple of clearances. He'll be better. Keep playing him. Stengel, very quiet, had the 7 touches and also got subbed out. So, not too great from Tice there. Hopefully, he gets better with some more game time throughout the season. Manor debuted, ended up with 5 kicks in his first game, a couple of tackles in there, and a clearance. Almost kicked his first goal. That crowd would have gone absolutely berserk if he was able to slot that one through from 20 out, but got smothered for desperate Saints defence. So... That's a wrap of the game. Stats, player stats. And we'll have a little bit of a sneak peek at next week. How are we going on the ladder with not everyone having played yet? Might be somewhere in the top 8, hopefully. Okay, Cats sitting 6 on the table at the moment with 111%. Not too bad, actually. Not too bad. We've kept the Saints to a pretty low score there. Quite surprised we're sitting at 111, so we'll take that on board. And... obviously the ladder's going to lie for a little bit with some teams that have already played twice before we've even played once. We've played once now, and we're looking okay. Moving on to next week, we have Adelaide on the Friday night. Gee, this is going to be tough. So, Crows, they just went down to the Suns by a goal. They were looking, awful based on the scoreboard from what I could see. And then they were able to claw their way back and almost found a way to pinch to win there, which would have been unbelievable. So we travel over to Adelaide Oval. Last time it was a 26-point win to the Cats. I think Tanner Bruin won a kick 2 in that game, actually. I'm going to check that out, actually. I'm pretty excited to check that out. And a game before that was in 2022 when we won by 42. I think Jezza Cameron tore it up there. And then in 2021, we were very ordinary in the first week there. I think Adelaide got out to a 41-point lead or something like that, and we brought it back to a couple of goals, so made it a bit more respectable. It's going to be tough. It's going to be super tough. I think the Crows just win this game. We'll be in the game at times. I just hope we don't get blown away. But, Adelaide at home is as tough as it gets, I think. Geelong at home is also pretty tough, but we haven't been too great away, especially last year. And the Crows over there, we've never really unless it was like 2008, we've never really had too much of a strong performance over there, and they're definitely on the rise. And yeah, it's going to be a very tough road trip, 6-day break for us, 6-day break for both, really. Yeah, I expect the Crows to win that one, probably in that four or so goal margin is my expectation there, and they're favourites to win, and so they should be. But I hope we win. That'd be nice. All right, well, that's it from me, guys. That is the review of the Cats and the Saints, with Geelong getting the job done by a solitary 8 points in what essentially kind of is an 8-point game. It's somehow those round one games, they mean a lot. You want to get off to a good start. If you take this one as a loss and go down to the Saints, then you almost automatically 0-2. So yeah, and when you're 0-2, you very rarely make finals or make a dent in finals. So it was a crucial win, a win that the Cats needed, and the Saints will be super tough to beat this year. There's no doubt about that. That's all from me, folks. That is me signing off for the night. Hope you enjoyed the review. Don't forget to give the video a like, subscribe away as well to keep up to date with all of the Cats reviews and see how I'll go with my tipping. You can have a bit of a laugh at that. That's always good fun. And yeah, chuck in your comments on the game, how you think the Cats went and what you thought about it. Looking forward to hearing your thoughts as well and reading through those too. All right, thanks crew. Thanks for joining in. I'll catch you on the next video. See you next time.